Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today again we continue with the surds. I'm going to give you 6 rules of surds today. Let's start. Rule 1. Square root of x times y can be written as square root of x times square root of y. We can split the radicals when it is multiplication and division. So I'll show you with examples. Square root of 48. Whenever the question asks you to simplify this, what we can do? We can try to factor this out. One of them can be perfect square factor so that it will be easy for us to simplify. So here this can be 4 times 12, or if you want to do it directly, 16 times 3. This is the highest perfect square possible for 48. 3 16s are 48, 4 12s. If you do this method, you will have to split this 12 again like 4 and 3. That's what it's been done directly here. Whichever comes into your mind, you can do that, but keep simplifying till it is the simplest form. Now, using this property, square root of x times square root of y. So I can write this as square root of 16 times square root of 3 separately. I can split the surds. Now obviously square root of 16, I know that it is 4. So 4 times root 3, or simply 4 root 3 is the final answer. So this rule can be used whenever you try to simplify the given surd. So you can split the multiplication. Let's see rule 2. Rule 2, division. So whenever it is a single radical, you can again split it into 2 radicals. Square root of x over y is equal to square root of x over square root of y. So again, I'll explain with one example. Here it's given under one radical, square root of 32 over square root of 121. So according to this rule, this property, split the radicals. Square root of 32, square root of 121. Now again, try to figure out the largest perfect square factor of 32. In our last video, I explained how to simplify the surds. We have seen few examples also. So I hope you understood that, and using that, you can able to solve these questions. So what is square root of 32? If you want to write it directly, 16 times 2. Square root of 121. We know that it is square root of 11 square or square root of 11 times 11. Now, using the first property, rule 1, its multiplication, I can write them as 2 surds, 2 radicals. So, split them using rule 1. Now, this is, no need to split this. We already know that 11 times 11, when you bring it out, it will become 11, simply 11, because square root of 11 squared. Now, square root of 16 is 4 times root 2 over 11. If you write this as a single term, 4 root 2 by 11, this is the final answer. I hope you are following, students. So, rule 1 and rule 2, you can split the radicals whenever it is a product or quotient, multiplication and division. But whenever it is addition or subtraction, you cannot split the radical. It is wrong. Please remember these 2 points. So you can able to split the radicals only in case of multiplication and division, but not for addition and subtraction. Remember these 2 points. Now let's look into rule 3. Whenever it is given like this, x over root y, it's possible to simplify. This is also called rationalizing the denominator. We know that surd is irrational number. So to avoid the irrational number or to avoid the surd in the denominator, we try to rationalize that. That is why the process name is called rationalizing. We try to make the irrational number to a rational number. That is what happening here. This is called rationalizing the denominator. Very, very important concept under surds. You will get this in exams. Now, you will have to multiply the denominator and numerator by this surd, whatever is given in the bottom. So here square root of y. So multiply the numerator by square root of y and the denominator again by square root of y. Simplify using the rules we learned so far. X times root y, x root y. Now write this using rule 1. Two radicals can be written under one radical. That is why square root of y times square root of y is square root of y or y squared, simply y. So this is our final simplified answer, rationalized answer, because y is a rational number. It's not irrational. So in other words, rule 3 is x over root y is equal to x root y divided by y. Multiply both numerator and denominator by the surd in the denominator. I'll explain with one example. 3 over root 5. So what we have to do? We have to multiply the numerator by radical 5 or root 5. Denominator also for root 5 by root 5. Now 3 root 5 times root 5 is root 25, because when you write it in under one radical, 5 times 5, which is 25, or simply 5, we know that very well. So 3 root 5 over 5. This is the final answer, rationalized answer. I hope you understand how to rationalize the denominator for any given surd. Let's do rule 4. If there is any common surd, p root r plus or minus, it can be either addition or subtraction. This is applicable. P root r plus or minus q root r, which can be written as p plus or minus q root r, because root r is common. I am taking that as a common factor outside. Now this rule can be applied in this example, because 5 root 3 plus or minus 7 root 3. Root 3 is common. Take it out and write the remaining numbers 5 plus or minus 7. Root 3, 5 plus 7. Actually, I will show it as a single operation so that it will be easier for you to understand. Now 5 root 3 plus 7 root 3. Root 3 is the common factor taken out. 5 plus 7. What is 5 plus 7? 12. Now don't leave this as final answer. Bring this 12 in front of root 3. This is the answer using this rule 4. I will show you one more for subtraction. 7 root 2 minus 3 root 2. Again using the same rule, take out the common factor, which is root 2 here. So root 2 outside, the remaining number 7 minus 3. Now 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 root 2 is the final answer. That's all. So according to this property, whenever there is a common surd, that can be taken outside and the numbers can be added or subtracted based on the question. Let's proceed to rule 5. This is same as rule 3, which is rationalizing the denominator. In rule 3, we had only root y, a single surd. But here, p plus q root y. These two are rational numbers. This is an irrational number. So here also, to avoid the irrational number in the bottom, this is called rationalizing the denominator. What we will have to do? Multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. So conjugate, that is what we are going to do. in such questions. Conjugate, you might have heard about it. Let me tell you one more time. Conjugate, you're going to simply change the middle sign to the opposite sign. If it is plus, opposite sign is minus. If it is minus, you're going to change it to plus. Examples, let me use a different color. 3 plus root 2. Conjugate of this is 3 minus root 2. 5 minus root 3. Conjugate of this is 5 plus root 3. So these are the conjugates. Why we are doing this? So that it can be in the form of a plus b times a minus b in the denominator. A plus b times a minus b. What is a plus b times a minus b? A squared minus b squared. So this way we can neglect the third. You will simply get y alone. That is the main purpose of doing the conjugate. I hope you understand the reason behind it. Why we multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate. Let's continue with the rule. Rule 5, x over p plus q root y. Conjugate of this is the middle number you have to change. Middle sign. Plus will become minus. So p minus q root y. So what you are going to do? You are going to multiply by p minus q root y. P minus q root y. That's all. So let me explain this with another example. So as you can see, simplify or rationalize 2 over 4 plus root 3. So I need to get rid of this irrational. That is why I am doing rationalization. So what is the conjugate of 4 plus root 3? 4 minus root 3. Simply change the middle sign. That's all. So that the bottom will be in the form of a plus b and a minus b. Now I need to distribute. Write the top numbers like this. Now in the bottom it is a plus b and a minus b form. 4 minus root 3 form, which is simply 4 squared, because a squared minus b squared. 4 squared minus root 3 squared. Now let's continue in the next line. Twice of 4 minus root 3. 4 squared is 16 and root 3 the whole squared is simply 3. Now we got rid of the third in the bottom. We rationalize the denominator already. Simplify to make it simplest form. 4 minus root 3. 16 minus 3 is 13. So this is the final answer. Or otherwise, if you want, you can take the 2 inside the brackets. So the answer can also be 2 4s are 8 minus 2 root 3 divided by 30. Either this can be the final answer or this, doesn't matter. Okay, this is what rationalizing. Rule 6 is the opposite. I gave you the opposite. Minus x over p minus q root y. So what is the method again? Multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate. What is the conjugate of p minus q root y? Change the middle sign. That's all. Minus will become plus. So p plus q root y. So what you are going to do? You are going to multiply the top by p plus q root y and also the bottom. Please use the brackets because you are multiplying a binomial by another binomial. It's not a single term. P plus q root y. So this is what we are doing to rationalize the denominator. Now let's do this example. 1 over 5 minus root 3. What is the conjugate of 5 minus root 3? 5 plus root 3, the opposite sign. So multiply the numerator and denominator by that. Now multiply these two, which is simply 1 times this is the same answer divided by 5 minus root 3 brackets 5 plus root 3. Again it is in the form of a plus b, a minus b, and the answer is a squared minus b squared. A squared is 5 squared 25 minus root 3 the square. In other words, root 3 the whole squared is 3. 25 minus 3. Now the final answer for this question is 25 minus 3, 22. That's all. We don't have any coefficient, any common factor outside. This is the final answer. We cannot simplify this further, so we leave this as the final answer. Only if there is any common factor, you are going to take that out and cancel with the denominator. But if there is no common factor, leave that as final answer. Okay students, these are all the 6 rules whenever you do search questions. I hope you understood each and every rule and hope the video was helpful to you. If so, kindly share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. Keep learning.